talk about the Davis family in the last episode of Seeking Sister Wife, but before I get to that, I do want to share an announcement that the Merrifields recently made on social media. So the TLC page made a collaborated post with the Merrifields announcing that they have a daughter. Lorraine and Garrick ended up introducing a daughter by the name of Sarah together. The daughter that Danielle and Garrick share together have Garrick's eyes, and this daughter has Garrick's eyes. The baby's so adorable. Congratulations to them. It looks like Lorraine, Garrick, and Danielle are all still going strong. And now I want to talk about the Davis family. So Teresa recently did an interview, and she was asked in this interview, like, what is it about Nick? Like, did he just have like this crazy devil dick, or what was it that has all these women willing to provide for him and chase after him? And she claims that Nick has never been a worker his whole life. I just learned this the other day, but apparently Nick has some kind of disability in his eye that prevents him from holding a job. And so she said it's not the penis. She says that he couldn't even get hard for her most of the time that they were in the bedroom together. Maybe that explains why she said in that podcast interview why the women sleep together, because they're probably not fulfilled from Nick if he's unable to get hard for them most of the time, like Teresa claims. And she said that it really wasn't how he was in the bedroom that made these women so obsessed with him. It was more how he is when it comes to pouring into someone mentally. He's always someone that wants to make someone realize their full potential. He's always lifting people up, and that's something that Teresa really needed in her life. So that's what she really adored about Nick. She has been dating Nick on and off since 2012. They dated back in 2012. Things didn't work out. Then they dated back again in 2016. They broke up, and then right after they broke up, he ended up getting with Jenny, and she kind of felt some type of way because she felt like Jenny was her replacement. She's a younger version of her that was everything that Teresa felt like she couldn't live up to, like being wifey material, because Teresa wasn't willing to give up the hooker game at that time. But that's pretty much all the recent new things I've learned that she shared. Now let's talk about this last episode. So the Davis family decided to sit down with Teresa because the energy has shifted in the house. Teresa's insecurities are getting the best of everybody, and it's really just sucking the energy of everyone in the house. They literally described it as like being a vampire. They feel like she's just sucking the energy out of everybody and just draining them and isn't doing anything to resolve it. So they sit down with her and they're like, Teresa, we're not feeling this. Like, you're always down. Your insecurities are too low. Like, maybe you're just not a good fit for us. And Teresa, instead of wanting to address the problem, she's like, I don't want to talk about this. I think I'm going to do what I normally do and go to my car and just go for a drive. And I understand, like, we all cope differently. And that may be what Teresa's used to doing, but at the end of the day, if you're going to settle down and have a serious relationship where you're talking about marriage and talking about taking someone's last name, then you should be willing to sit down and get to the root of the problem so these issues can be fixed. Because yes, Teresa may be able to run away and run off in her car, but at the end of the day, the Davis family's still all left stuck in their house dealing with the aftermath of all this. And it's not fun when you're just going in circles and not coming to a resolution. It's not fair to other people to run off and expect everyone else to pick up the pieces. And April was like, look, this is what happened. She leaves, then she comes back all happy-go-lucky, and she doesn't want to talk about things, and then she just wants to brush it under the rug, and nothing ever gets resolved. And the thing is, like the Davis family said going into this, that communication is one of the biggest things on their list. And everyone agreed on that going into this. But if there's this much issue when it comes to communication this early on, and no resolution when it comes to issues, then I can understand where their frustration is coming from. And when Teresa walked off, Jennifer was like, well, what do we do? Like, should we chase her? Like, she is still hoping that things can work out with Teresa. She's like, come on, guys, let's just give her one more chance. And she thinks that Teresa's just going to come around. Like, maybe it might just be the cameras. But April had to remind her, look, it's not just this time. Any time that we try to talk talk to her about things, she's always ran off on us, and this can't keep happening. The Davis family seems like nice people. Like, they probably would have just been nice and been quiet about it in the past and let her have her moment when she wants to run off. But there's only so many times that you can do it if you want to move forward, and she's not doing anything to help them with moving forward. And now I understand more why she was rushing to want to get that last name or get the tattoo, because I think she knew that she wasn't the best when it came to like communication and coping skills. So she thought if she externalized her commitment by like getting like this tattoo, that the Davis family wouldn't leave her even if the emotional connection was weak. It's very obvious she has a avoidant attachment style. They talk about this a lot, like on like Love is Blind and some dating shows, like what your attachment style is. And avoidant is one of the worst ones. It's when someone has a tendency to run off when a serious conversation begins, and they're usually someone who suppresses their emotions and distance themselves from intimacy and conflict. She likes the idea of the relationship, like she wants the safety and the benefits of a committed relationship, but she doesn't want to have to like navigate the vulnerability and the emotional discomfort that comes along with sitting down and having deep conversations. And I think she's more in love with the idea of being married and being a part of the family and being a part of something. I feel like she was more in love with the idea of like the security and the identity that came along with being with the Davis family and being a part of something than the actual idea of being like in a committed relationship and all the work that comes along with it. After Teresa got in her car and drove off, Nick was like, yeah, she's probably waiting for me to run after her, but I ain't about to do that. I'm not going to go chasing after her every single time. No, if she doesn't want to sit down and have an adult conversation, then screw this. And he was cussing and he was mad. He just seems like he's over it at this point, and April and Jennifer are too. Jennifer was willing to give her another chance, but April and Nick are done at this point, and it sounds like they're closing that chapter in their book. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Are you guys shocked that the Davis family and Teresa broke up? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching.